Hey, what's up, everybody? Off season in the NFL, not much to talk on recently, but as the Bills rep on the page, I figured I'd jump on here and make a quick little video about, obviously, today's big breaking news out of Orchard Park. Buffalo has traded Stefon Diggs to the Houston Texans. In return, the Bills are getting a 2025 second-round pick. I guess technically it's coming from Minnesota. So, Minnesota starting Sam Darnold next year, odds are it's pretty good. Going to be a pretty high second-round pick, but there's many in the Bills Mafia that are, devastated and are questioning, why the Bills made this move. And, to me, this was just a long time coming. You could see the writing on the wall pretty much after that Cincinnati playoff game, and then just the last two off seasons, man, with the social media drama, the constant, cryptic tweeting and, being real evasive with how he answers questions and just his body language here and there, man. It's you could kind of see the writing on the wall. And then, last night, I think I assume that this has been in the works prior to last night, but yeah, after last night's little debacle on Twitter where somebody had commented on a post and said, Josh Allen doesn't need Stefon Diggs needs Josh Allen, and Diggs just responds back with, "You sure?" So that's kind of it is what it is to me. As a Bills fan, I've seen so many great players come and go out of this team, but I think the relationship ran its course there. Diggs came in, gave us 4 solid years. I'd say probably the first 2 under Brian Daboll were the 2 best years, but you can't look at it as the Bills are hitting the total reset button. Yes, they are obviously making key changes in key positions. Obviously this offseason's been real busy if you're a Bills fan, keeping up with all the moves that they've been making. From cutting Tre'Davious White, Mitch Morse, Jordan Poyer. Obviously, Mike Hyde, he's contemplating retirement. There's no word on what he's thinking. Gabe Davis, he's gone. He's in Jacksonville now. So, this Bills roster is going through a bit of a change, but you know what? To get where they wanted to go, or to get where they want to go, something had to change. And obviously the roster that they had assembled was not going to get them there. So, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And to me, this is Brandon Beane saying, look, I know what we had on the field last season was not going to be good enough to win the Super Bowl. So, hey, take a shot, swing at it. So I'm not that heartbroken, to be honest with you. Diggs obviously is a phenomenal talent, and it's just like I said. I think his time was up in Buffalo, and it's just time for both sides to move on. He's going to a Texans team that's obviously stacked with talent. And if there's one thing we've learned from Stefon Diggs during his time in Minnesota and his time in Buffalo, is he doesn't like to share. And he's going to a stacked Texans team that has got some guys that is going to take away some reps from him. So we'll see how that plays out down there. If it's anything like his time in Buffalo, he'll come in and he'll be Mr. Nice Guy and play along good. But once his targets aren't there anymore, then it's watch out. So, but hey, like I said, it is what it is. The more curious thing for me is, what does Buffalo do from here? They've got a huge hole in that wide receiver 1 position, and their wide receiver room in general is pretty pretty bleak right now. I mean, they go out, they sign Curtis Samuel this offseason. That at the time, to me, it was a really good signing. He was going to step in, fill that Gabe Davis spot, and, we go on as originally scheduled. But, as of now he's going to be number one. Obviously, I expect Brandon Beane to make some moves and to make some things happen. But, as of now, it's Curtis Samuel. You got Khalil Shakir, who's really coming to his own, pretty much the end of the season and into the playoffs last year. So I'm sure that's part of the thinking in not getting rid of Davis. They let him walk, but trading away Diggs as well. And then, they've got a guy in Justin Shorter that they drafted last season. Didn't get to see any action last year. He was hurt pretty much the whole season. And so we didn't get to see a whole lot from him. He's a tall, big, physical receiver. That'll be, great in end zone situations. But, outside of those three guys, then you got the tight ends and Kincaid and Knox. So, I don't know. As of right now, they have a Kansas City type roster where there's just a bunch of, middle of the road receivers and a tight end. So we'll see. Like I said, I expect Brandon Beane to go out there and make some moves. He's not a guy that is gonna just sail it in for a year and wait till next season's group of players are out there for him to go and get. I mean, the Bills were in just a terrible cap situation this offseason anyway. I think it gave them a good excuse, if you will, to go ahead and just say that, what, we haven't got there. Now's a good time to try and make some changes. So I don't know. To me, what makes the most sense is that they move up on draft night. Coming into today, they had 11 draft picks. As of now, they have 9. They sent a late 2025 pick and a late 2024 draft pick, in addition to Diggs to Houston. So they lost 2 draft picks and they ate $31 million in cap space. So to me, that means the relationship was just it was broke, and they wanted him out the building. So that's what I take away from all that. But to me, the most sense would be to move up on draft night, find a receiver you really like, see if you can't trade into the top 10, and get a good young guy. I mean, that's what we saw Minnesota do when they traded Diggs to Buffalo. They went into the draft and they drafted this rookie wide receiver, and turned out to be Justin Jefferson. And I mean, it's worked out pretty good for them since. So, to me, that makes the most sense. And obviously, they're still in a tough cap situation anyway. So I don't see them going out and making a trade or signing any other free agents that are out there. I mean, there's no free agents out there now anyway that's going to fill that wide receiver one role anyway. But I don't know. We'll wait and see. I got all the faith in the world in Brandon Beane. He's been an absolute stud since he's came to Buffalo. He knows how to move and shake and make things work. So pretty much all I got on the Diggs trade and the Bills offseason and current state at the moment. There's going to be a lot of people that say, hey, the Bills window's closed, and that's it for the Bills, back to the basement and blah blah blah. Well, if you've watched any of my videos from last year doing Bills recaps and talking about the team, man, there's one thing I said in almost every video, and that's if you have Josh Allen on your team, you have a chance. So y'all gonna write the Bills off if you want to, man. You're silly. So I'll probably see y'all probably after the draft. I'll probably do a little something after the draft and get my thoughts on that. So until then, go Bills.